Welcome to the Idea Climbing Podcast. I'm excited to have the king of sales, Jeffrey Gitomer, as my guest for the second part of our interview. We're discussing some of his golden nuggets of sales advice from 19 years of experience. Jeffrey is a New York Times bestselling author whose books have appeared on major bestseller lists more than 500 times and have sold millions of copies worldwide. Jeffrey has also delivered over 2,500 speeches worldwide. He was awarded the designation of CSP, or Certified Speaking Professional, by the National Speakers Association. The CSP award has been given fewer than 500 times in the last 25 years and is the association's highest earned designation. We discuss topics such as why traditional sales presentations need to be thrown into the trash can and what to replace them with, some critical questions you need to ask decision makers to get them to buy your services, why traditional discovery calls are a waste of time and your prospects' time, and more golden nuggets of advice. You're going to love this show. For presentations, one thing that you mentioned to me, I'd love you to dive into a little bit, is coming in with an idea, not a pitch.
Correct. Especially if I'm selling a service. So what I'm going to ask, first of all, I'm going to eliminate all the competition. I'm going to say, Mr. Jones or Bob, the last time you hired a consultant, tell me about the ideas that they brought in.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, Jeffrey? Well, tell me about the things that sparked you to be able to hire them. Because I have a couple of ideas today that I brought in with me. And all I'm asking is, if you like them, you run with them. Fair enough? I have a couple of ideas. All I'm asking is, if you like them, you run with them. Is that fair enough? I've just closed the sale. So I present the idea about, here's training. Most of the time, training is done in a classroom someplace with a guy that's got the dingleberries on his shoes and pontificates about, we're this, we're that, we do this, we do that. Here's a couple of things that you need to be aware of, that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
But mine is different. I say, listen, if you want your people trained, we're going to call your top 10 customers. We're going to hire 3 new people, and they're going to go work at your top 10 customers, each of them 1 day at each customer for free. And at the end of 2 weeks, you're going to have a training. You're going to have a person that knows why the customer bought, how they use what you sell, and some ideas about what they can take to another customer, because I'm going to know why they bought. And so my new sales guy is going to walk into a new prospect and says, would you like to know why the last 10 people bought from us? Not, we've been in business for 28 years and we're the greatest. I don't really give a shit who you are. I don't care one iota who you are, unless I'm guaranteed that you can help me in some way. And that's the fun part. That is the total fun part.
What is?
Knowing why other people bought and being able to share that with someone else so that they want to buy as well. So marketing people want to extol the values and the virtues of who the company is. No. It's all about proof. It has nothing to do with your bullshit. It has everything to do with what customers think about who you are and what you did. What were the outcomes? How do you measure that?
So it's at the end of the day, it's about the results that you can get from them and the problems that you can
right.
The problems
I
you
refer
can solve.
to it. The reason I refer to it as outcome rather than results is that results seem to be this kind of final thing, but an outcome keeps going. I want the outcome of my services to last for the next 5 years. I have a plan to make sure that this helps you for a long period of time. I'm not here with just an answer. I'm here with ideas that lead to better answers. It requires collaboration. I need to work with your best people. I need to make sure we're in harmony with one another. I need this to be an outcome that is truly collaborative, not one that's combative. Who's this guy? We do this all day long. We know what we're doing. Well, I don't want to fight that. That's why I go to CEOs. I don't want to go to a marketing department and tell people how to market. But I can go to a CEO and we can meet with the marketing department and we can collaborate on it. Because the marketing department, and this is very important, the marketing department is going to defend their stuff. But in front of the CEO, they're going to have to be honest.
Honest about what?
About what their outcomes are, about what their ideas are, about how they're moving forward, about what they do at work every day. They're going to have to be truthful. When I'm with when I'm with someone in marketing and it's just me and them, they don't have to tell me the truth at all. And most of the time they don't.
I was going to say, what are they, if it's not the truth, what are they telling you or what are they
They're
lying
telling me
about?
why they won't do what I want them to do because they've already done it or they've tried that before and it didn't work or some bullshit.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell me how smart they are instead of how smart I am.
So are
But
they afraid of looking bad to the CEO because of you?
I don't really care. I'm in there with the CEO. That's their problem. I'm
So
not
what
going to
else?
try to make them look bad. I'm just going to ask questions. And the answers to that are, can we work together? Are my ideas good enough for us to work together? My ideas. I'm going to walk into them, if it's an accounting issue, I'm going to ask if they have marketing people or are they using their accountants to go make sales? Because accountants don't want to make sales. They're accountants. However, some are better than others. So let's use your best 2 or 3 guys and let's go make a couple of sales calls and find out what this accountant really does on the job. What do they do? Why are they different? Why are they better? And I'm going to have a marketing person that's going to go back with those ideas and be able to use that to attract new customers who they erroneously call clients. Like doctors erroneously call them patients. And hotel people erroneously call them guests. They're a fucking customer. And if
Well, you mentioned going into meetings with good ideas. What makes a good idea?
First of all, your experience. Second of all, your study of their circumstance. What's their present situation? What are their opportunities? And what are the objectives that they've set for themselves so that you can determine what the outcomes are? Dun, 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 dun. And once you have that, you got it. And until you have that, you're a sales guy. You're telling me all about your company, and I've heard that before from the last guy who was here. No one's going to walk in and say, we're really not that good at this, and probably not going to pick us. Like, seriously? So think about it in terms of that. The guy already knows you're good, or he wouldn't be sitting in front of you. You've probably done research on me, Mr. Jones, but here's a couple things you don't know. When it's 10 o'clock at night, I'm not drinking beer and watching Netflix. I'm working on your ideas. Said no salesperson ever, because they're idiots. I will admit to you, I watched Netflix. But I have a 15-year-old daughter, and we watched stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Wednesday. You know Wednesday?
The Addams Family Wednesday, or is it something different?
Yeah, the Addams Family. It's a series. It's an 8-part series on Netflix, and it's unbelievable. And I went to the castle where they filmed it just outside of Bucharest, Romania. And it's unbelievable. My daughter was like, "You got to take me. We got to go." 1 billion people downloaded that. 1 billion.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. And so you might want to check out Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely.
The series on that. Do you have children?
No kids.
You know how to make them, though, right?
What?
You know how to make them?
Yeah, I know how to make them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Got that. I got that covered. Yeah.
Okay, good. But the challenge is, what are you doing together with people that you can relate to so that you have experiences that you can share? I mean, this is a shared experience. Everything you do with that customer is a shared experience of some kind or another. That's why you need to have shared values. First, you share experience, then you share value. Once you find out what the value is, and you don't get it by giving your 27-slide presentation because it doesn't tell you jack shit about the customer. Take that marketing thing and throw it in the trash can. Totally throw it in the trash can. And just ask them questions about how they grew up and where they grew up. And, how'd they get into this job and why is it important to them? And what's the one thing you're really hoping for this year to be able to achieve? and how can I help you achieve that? That eliminates all your slides.
So presentations need to go into garbage, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I can Google that. Or you can be cool and say, and the night before, send it to the guy and say, listen, this is my boring presentation. I'm coming tomorrow with ideas for you. Send your slide deck in advance.
They're probably not going to look at it anyways, I would imagine.
That's correct, sir. That is correct. Why would I bother? I can Google you. Let me tell you a little bit about our business. Buddy, I've already Googled it. That's why you're sitting here. Give me your ideas. Well, I didn't. This is a discovery call. You know what? Go discover yourself out in the parking lot. It's not a discovery call. A discovery call is a waste of my time and your time. You should have already done discovery by yourself while you were drinking beer and watching Netflix like an idiot.
So it has to be a two-way conversation with questions, not a presentation thinking that you have all the answers.
That is correct, sir.
Okay.
I want their opinion. I want their ideas. I want their feedback. I want their experience. And I can never get any of that by showing a bunch of slides. Ever. It's the single dumbest thing you can do. And there's millions of these presentations being done every fucking day. Millions. You got guys in training rooms teaching, here's how you make the presentation. No, it's not. No, it's not.
So what is the first time just to clarify with the discovery call, throwing the discovery call out, you do that while you're watching Netflix and drinking beer. What is the first time meeting? Is that the series of questions in the first time meeting?
Yeah.
Or is it presenting the idea or both?
Both.
Okay.
And so, but you need to meet with someone who's at a higher level than the person making the decision. That's what most people don't understand. You start higher. You start with a CEO, give him or her the idea and have them walk you down to the decision maker.
How do you get to the higher person?
I guess balls.
Go on.
You figure out a way. If you're in sales and you can't get to a higher person, get out of sales.
Got it.
Just get out or find a different person. When I was trying to get to the publisher decision maker at William Morrow for my book, The Sales Bible, he had an unpublished phone number that he gave to no one. I called everyone in the entire William Morrow organization. And finally, a woman in PR said, please don't say where you got this. And she gave me his number. And I called the guy on the phone and he picked up the phone. I said, hey, this is Jeffrey Gitomer. And he goes, how'd you get this number? And I said, I'm in sales. This is what we do.
Nice.
And that's the deal. That's the deal. And I'm going to be nice about it. But I'm also going to be direct about it. I just want, 10 or 15 minutes. If you like it, great. If you don't, throw me out.
Well, wouldn't the higher ups be idea people and relate more to you sharing an idea than someone below them?
Yep. And I learned very early on that was the strategy, pretty much on accident. I had a relative who Revlon was one of my customers. And I knew my aunt had a brother who worked for Revlon for like 25 years. And I called him up on the phone. I said, do you know the CEO of Revlon? He goes, yeah, I do. I said, I need to make a sale there. Can you give me his number? Sure. And done. So you have to find the number. And that was before the internet. So think about it from a standpoint of today. You can go to Hoover or whatever and find everybody's number. You can go on LinkedIn and find everybody's name. They're all on LinkedIn. Every one of them.
I'm guessing I know the answer, but just to be sure. So you're a proponent of still picking up the phone for the first time call, not an email or a LinkedIn message?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm a proponent of hello. And most salespeople are scared shitless to pick up the phone.
Well, because of rejection.
I'm writing a sales book for millennials. The title of it is Pick Up the Fucking Phone. Because emails don't work.
Well, they're too easy to ignore.
There's a button on your computer that says delete. Mm-hmm. There's not a button on in order to delete me on a phone call, you got to hang up on me.
Do you find they do that, or are they receptive in your experience?
Half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah. But it's so interesting. The ones that pick up the phone make all the money.
The salespeople that pick up the phone, or the people you're calling that pick up the phone?
Both.
Okay.
And the salespeople that make emails are worried about a subject line, or they put their email in Chat GPT to make it better. I'm just telling you that, that's our world.
Yeah.
And I'm launching an AI program that will change the way people use AI to make money. How many emails do you get every day about AI?
Oh my God. Emails, events, webinars, you
Yeah.
name it.
Okay. And what do they all pretty much say?
You need to learn about AI.
Right. And what are these people doing to monetize it other than trying to sell you and get your money?
I don't
Answer:
know.
not a lot. Not a lot. So I decided, okay, I've written 17 books. I have 1,000 YouTube videos. I have 1,000 blog posts. I've written 1,000 columns. I have an Instagram account. I've got I have all this content. I'm going to put it all in one place. And you can ask me anything, any time of the day or night, and get an answer in any language.
Oh,
What's that worth?
that's insane. I couldn't even think of it off the top of my head. I can't think of a dollar amount.
Okay. And once that's done, it's going to tell you where it got the answer. It'll take you back to that page or take you back to that chapter
Yeah.
so you can read more about it. But that's not the best part. Because I have a lot of content, I've written a lot about cold calling or overcoming objections or asking questions. There's going to be a button that says what else, where else, and you click that button and it will take you to everything I've ever written about it. Then.
So all your books are in there. Everything's in there.
Everything. Every book, every ebook, every speech, every lesson, everything I've done on Kajabi, everything. Scary. And
Yeah, a little bit.
because I have content, people want answers. They don't want a prompt. They don't want to have to think, how do I use this AI program? They want an answer. They want a fucking answer. Jeffrey, what's the best way I can make a cold call? Boom. Jeffrey, what's the first question I should ask in a sales presentation? Boom. Jeffrey, what's the easiest way to close a sale? Boom. That's what they do. Salespeople want answers.
And you're just giving them what they want.
For those of you who might have joined late, I want to thank again Mark, the great Mark Carter, for giving me this Garrett's Popcorn gallon of caramel popcorn. It's unbelievable.
Very welcome, sir. So what's next for you with the AI?
Well, we're going to launch it on July the 5th. Coming up, actually. We're going to call July the 5th a webinar. We're going to call it Sales Independence Day. This is a day where if you decide to take my AI channel, you're going to bury your competition forever because you're going to get real answers in real time with no bullshit. It's not going to rewrite your fucking subject line on an email. That's bullshit. It's going to tell you how to it's going to tell you how to give and get value. It's going to tell you where to go to. It's going to give you questions you can ask. It's for real salespeople.
Is it doing what salespeople should be doing for potential clients, not giving them bullshit, giving them what they want?
Yep. That's why there's all kinds of problems with salespeople getting in to see anybody. They don't want to hear their bullshit. Sales calls are getting harder to make. No, that's a symptom. That's not a problem. The problem is salespeople suck. That's the problem.
So how do you solve that problem?
By understanding why people buy instead of how to sell. By asking questions instead of making statements. By finding shared values, not building rapport.
Ooh, I like that one.
And by making certain that you're perceived as a person of value, not a sales guy. I think this guy can help us. That's it. And you go in, salespeople reveal themselves in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. By their opening line.
And
I'm glad you're here. As opposed to, what brings you in today? Like, seriously? I came in to buy a fucking elephant. You sell elephants here? No, we sell cars. Oh, cars. I must be in the wrong place.
Oh, that's good.
Come on.
What was the opening line again? The correct one? Nice to see you.
Yeah. Glad you're here. Popcorn is disgustingly addictive. And you shouldn't eat while you're talking. But
Rules were made to be broken.
I can promise you this. If you go to a customer's place and you bring a little tin of Garrett's popcorn, you can buy it probably for $20 for a smaller one. You bring that and some coffee or some soda or some water or whatever. Lately, I've been drinking San Pellegrino because it has no sugar, but it has flavor. You can get like an orange one or something.
Yep.
You bring that in with a bucket of ice and you open up the popcorn, you give them the drink, and now you start to talk. Or you can open up your computer and show me your slides. Which do you think is going to be more engaging?
Well, I think it's not only engaging, and tell me if I'm on point here, but they're gonna freaking remember you. Even if they don't buy the first time, they're gonna remember the Garrett's popcorn or the Pellegrino.
Mark, they're gonna pick up the phone and go, "Hey, Bob, come here to see this. I've been doing this for 19 years. No one's ever done this before."
That's gold.
It is gold. And obviously the challenge is, what are you doing to be perceived as not just different than the other guy, better than the other guy? I don't want to just be different. I want to be better. I want to be perceived as better. And the easiest way to be able to do that is to walk in prepared to be better.
So what does that preparation look like?
You have to know the situation of the person and the company. What's their present situation in the market? What's their present situation with their market share? What's their present situation with their customers? What's their reputation? What's their online reputation? I look for testimonials. Do they have any? If they don't, that tells me something. If they do, that tells me something. And then I walk in prepared to say, listen, you're not doing this. Have you thought about this? And I present my idea. What do you think about this? I'm not going to say I have this idea, but sometimes when I'm setting the sales call up, I'll use the closing line I just gave you. I'm going to bring you a couple of ideas, and all I ask is if you like them, you run with them. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Now I go in, but I'm not going to present the idea without it in some form of a question. Have you ever used this? Have you ever tried this? What do you think about this? Now I'm good. Because I'm not going to do this is going to double your sales. Seriously? Why would you make a claim like that and you don't even know what my sales are?
Ouch.
Yeah. So there you go.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Okay, so we're now at the end of this interview. I have popcorn. You don't need to send me another one. This is going to take me like 2 weeks to finish.
I figured family size, there's plenty to share. Or you can just keep it to yourself for a whole week or
my
two.
My daughters come over because they love my cat. They come over to play with the cat, feed the cat, and the popcorn's on the table. And I walk into the kitchen and the lid is off the popcorn tin. So I know what's going on.
Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's classic. It's totally classic. And here's the deal. This is the very important part of this lesson. If you give me a book, if you give me popcorn, I don't want wine, I don't want whiskey. If you give me something that's going to last for a little bit of time, every time I read it or I eat it, I think about you.
Yep.
Every single time. What's the value of that?
Beautiful way to think of gift giving.
Of course. I don't want a bunch of Post-it notes with your fucking name on them. I'm going to throw them away. But something that I want, send me a Philly shirt. It's cheaper than the Post-it notes. The Phillies are in first place by 10 games. I'm an extra large for those of you who are watching.
There you go.
And so just send me a Philly shirt. I'll call you and thank you. I'll send you a photo that you can put on your Instagram of me wearing your shirt. How about that? Because when I get a gift from somebody, the first thing I do is take a selfie, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to look at this from a standpoint of, okay, what do you really win by doing this? When a customer of mine has a child, I send them Dr. Seuss bookends and an autographed copy of The Little Engine That Could. And I inscribe it. This is not a book for a kid. This is a philosophy for a lifetime. I think I can. I think I can.
Oh, the places you'll go. That's one and two.
Yeah. And so the challenge that you have is what do you, because every time they read that book, they think of me for $10.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you want to send a Philly shirt, Gitomer.com has the address. Just so you know, Gitomer.com, address right there. Easy
Extra
peasy.
large.
Extra large.
So that's the challenge. And Mark, this is I'm just throwing out the challenge to salespeople. Bring your marketing people on a sales call and see what a piece of shit your slide deck is. And go back and start giving me ideas about what I can do to win.
That's a much better way
Marketing
to go.
is not the same as it was 5 years ago, not the same as it was 2 years ago. And with AI, there's going to be a lot less mediocre marketing people. Is my job safe with AI? And the answer is, if you suck, probably not.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, that is our lesson for the morning. If you'd like another lesson, I'm more than happy to deliver. Okay, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
It's my damn pleasure, and that's final.
Have a good one.
Hey, go. We'll see. The Phillies are in first place by 10 games. We'll see what happens on our next visit.
Sounds good. We'll connect in 30 days.
All right, you take care of yourself. My pleasure. See you, Mark.